Well, I wanted to talk about some incel stuff because there are some okay incels, I would say, right? That are like decent people and stuff. But that's not all of them, that's for sure. Because there's this video I made, I don't know, in 2023, I think it is. Yeah, 2023. So a while ago, like over 3 years ago at this point, that, you know, is still getting pushed out here and there a little bit. It's real cringe, but the point isn't that. It's this. I got this comment today, or yesterday, from this guy. You know, I don't mean to air you out. I don't know. You're not a real person. You got the dog from Family Guy hanging out. And so he's putting this stuff out here. He's probably on a watch list somewhere, I would imagine. But yeah, let's check this out. Okay. Basically, this guy, he killed, or he threatened to kill a bunch of women. I forget what the case is, but I think this guy actually like killed some women or something because he can't get his dick wet. And let me tell you, first of all, okay, I'm no Casanova. I'm not the best looking guy. I'm not tall. I'm a manlet. Regardless of all that, I can still get women. Not all women, but if you put in a little effort, you can get women. There's some of the guys out there that are the ugliest people on earth are with like very good looking women, right? And it's because they got the charm and all that. I don't think there's a man on earth, if he didn't drop like the murderous rage and all this stuff that actually makes an incel, couldn't get women. Let's just get that out of the way. It's not that complicated. It's not that hard. You know, you just got to be like a okay person that has some sort of charm. And there will be a woman out there for you, not a murderous incel with rage in his veins. That stuff radiates, and it radiates through every part of your life, right? And I guarantee a lot of these kinds of guys, they don't even go outside. They don't even try. All their whole experience is going on dating apps and not being good looking enough to like get a bunch of matches or whatever, or be able to present themselves in a good way. Let's get into this. So this guy's saying he was completely justified in his anger and frustration. If he received the help he needed and given a chance by women, he wouldn't have gotten to that point. So he's saying, you know, it's good that he killed these bitches. They weren't sucking his dick on command. And so I said, Lamo, so you're an Elliot Rodger type of guy, huh? And he's like, in a sense, do I call myself an incel? No. But I agree with a lot of incel, but do I agree with a lot of incel ideologies? Yes. What does that mean? What is an incel ideology? What, that you can't have sex and that defines your whole existence? Is the fact that you can't get laid. First of all, that's a weird thing by itself. You define yourself by not being able to get laid, right? That's a big part of the problem. That says a lot more than you'd think. And what does it mean to be an incel? You can't get laid ever? I guarantee you most of these guys don't even like go outside or try to talk to women, and they're not in places where women would even be, first of all. And if they have tried to talk to women, they're probably really creepy, which is okay, but like there's like you got to get over that if you are creepy, right? But there's a way to go about it, right? And it's not like being mad when the woman like doesn't want anything to do with you because you smell a little weird. And but yeah, and then he's saying, so you agree with killing people because you feel inferior? And he's saying, I'm not saying I disagree with it. So he's admitting that he does feel inferior as well. Right? Lamo, hope the feds are watching you. You're going to be the next mass shooter, huh? He said, I doubt it, but I don't condemn the incels and hopeless romantics who do kill a bunch of people. Right? That's what he's saying. And bro, I don't know if this guy's just trolling me. It could be. This could be some Groiper adjacent, like, homosexual that is, like, conflicted because he's a Catholic and all this, and this is how he gets this is how he blows off some steam, is trolling random people and making them think that he's a mass shooter for some reason, because that would make me look stupid somehow, I guess. Maybe that's what this is. I don't think so though. Yeah, and this kind of shit is completely insane in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with being an incel, I guess, but the fact that you're defining yourself by not being able to get laid in of itself is a huge problem, right? I think there's much more things in life than just having sex with women, right? Like that shouldn't be your defining characteristic. Even if you are a guy that like likes to, you know, sleep around with a whole bunch of women, if that is what defines you as a person, you're pretty pathetic. Let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. So, yeah, I mean, this kind of disturbed me this morning. I was just kind of, you know, hanging out. I was on my YouTube, rather. I was, like, watching videos or whatever. And then this popped up. And I'm like, Interesting. Well, that's great that we got supreme gentlemen like this running around, I guess. So yeah, we're also gonna watch. Actually, no. Let's look through more of his stuff because it looks like there's more that we can just see instantly. That he like these are posts that he's made, right? He, him, his. A hurting soul with a plan for the future to punish all women for hurting men. I have not read this. Holy fuck. We must annul the 19th Amendment, strip women of their human rights, and make it perfectly legal to own women as slaves. Brother, the straight cisgender male will always be the superior gender. Bring back the patriarchy, male pride, male power. So, alright, to me, there's a difference between the Myron kind of humor where it's like, maybe kind of believes what he's saying, maybe he doesn't. But it's also based in this sort of early internet culture, which was you say things you're not supposed to and it's funny, and you try to be edgy and all this sort of stuff. You're edgelording. There's a difference between that and this, which, like, this just clearly isn't edgelording. Like, this is, like, an actual ideology that some, like, really pathetic men out there are subscribing to, right? And by the way, this isn't just random comments. This is, like, shit that he's posting. So we'll start from the first one. Maybe these will all build on each other. But yeah, bro, there's a lot of really sad, pathetic men out there. And my message to a guy like this, if he somehow ends up seeing this, just stop. Just get yourself together. I guarantee you this guy has nothing going on. He doesn't have a life at all. And even if he does, bro, it's probably a very sad one at that. And by the way, if he's living in his mom's basement and everything and he wants to like enslave his mother and rape her and stuff because he has this weird rape fantasy about his mother, he needs to stop that. Go outside, start going on walks, get in good physical shape, and then, just build, right? Instead of posting all this garbage online, get a job at McDonald's. You still can. Get one while you can. Right? Drop fries and then just, figure your life out, bro. Go outside. Go to the mall. I don't fucking know. Join a running club. Start talking to people. Women, yeah, don't, but not in a weird incel where you just really want to have sex with them and you're like shaking because you're so horny and scared. That's the funny thing. These guys will act like this online and be the most pathetic people that there are, like in real life. I doubt this guy could even make eye contact with another man, let alone a woman, right? But let's read these. Let's see what's going on. Women are the most evil creatures on planet. Not just a few of them, not just some, not even just most. All women are evil. Every last one of them. It doesn't matter their age, race, religion, nationality, language, or political affiliation. They're all evil. They all lie, cheat, make promises without keeping them, give people false hope, take without ever giving back, try to hurt men any way they can. And the worst part of it is that they're proud of it all. They may be pretty, they may act sweet, and they may smell good, but don't let the facade fool you. Once they know your guard is down, they will destroy you. What do I even say to that, bro? It's like, this has 18 comments. So this guy went back and forth. If it's all women, then it's all men too. You have no proof women cheat more. Yeah, I mean, they don't, probably. I mean, I think it's pretty even. Okay. Fuck. Okay, we're not going to click on the comments anymore, but damn, some of these people are debating. I don't know. I just want to make this because I do think there's a lot of these guys, and I want to yell at them in their face. But not in a bad way, bro. You can do better. Just because you're pathetic now doesn't mean you always have to be pathetic. We're all pathetic to some degree, right? We all have shortcomings, right? Some of us are short like me and kind of stupid, but that's fine. You can improve upon these things. Let's keep going, I guess. To all my straight cisgender male brothers reading this, never be ashamed of who you are. I know we may live in a world where we're shamed and demonized by women feminists and mentally ill LGBTQ standards, or TARS or whatever, brainwashed by liberal media, but remember that you are not alone. There are many other men just like you, going through many of the same struggles you go through. Being born a male is not bad. Identifying with the gender you're born with is not bad. Being straight is not bad. The people who condemn you for any of those things, they're the ones who are bad. Every day you wake up, have all pride in your heart being who you are, and remember, even when you feel alone, you aren't. Male pride, male power. It's like, sure, obviously, if somebody's gonna be rude to you or disrespectful or belittle you because you're a man, you're straight and you're white, and that you should feel bad about it somehow. All that shit's stupid. We should move past this If somebody says that to you, just be like, I don't agree. I think that's ridiculous because X, Y, and Z. And just be civil about it. You know, you don't have to yell at them. You don't have to be like angry and be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you or whatever. Like it's fine. Like obviously, yeah. But honestly, anymore, it's 2026. I don't think a lot of people really hold these beliefs anymore. Like maybe some small, very, very small sliver of people do. But the average person, they're not thinking about this shit. They don't give a shit. I think that's true. Is it true that also the average woman in Gen Z is much more extreme on the left than even the men? The men are like more like on average, they're gonna more likely to be right leaning, but women are more likely to be far left, like young women, right? That is true, but I think they'll grow out of it, right? I think, and it's not all of them either, and even that by itself doesn't make them an evil fucking Foyd or whatever, right? It just, they might be kind of silly and kind of stupid. It's fine. It's fine, right? But don't give in to all this incel stuff, because all this weird incel stuff is what is feeding these women to be more and more extreme. I hope you know that all of this that you're saying, that they should all women should be enslaved and all this shit, that's giving them more ammo and making them be more justified in their beliefs that all men are like evil or whatever. Like this is actually the caricature that some of these like more extreme feminist kinds of women, you know, this is what they think men are, and you're unironically that. So whatever, we're not going to respond to everything, but let's just read through this. It's really sad. It's really pathetic, honestly. Modern day women are not capable of real love because they have a certain gene that prevents them from being able to feel it. Some women might not be going through this, but that doesn't mean that specific gene isn't there. If they aren't going through it, it means that this gene hasn't kicked in yet. They're only capable of selfish and conditional forms of love. They love themselves. They love money. They love drugs. They love material objects. They love validation. They love attention. They love avoiding accountability. Nigga, what? Bro, men are just as guilty of all those things you just stated in different ways, right? Men are very selfish. A lot of men just want to bang a bunch of females because, they're addicted to porn. They want to get super rich and buy houses and be better and feel superior than other people. That's not a gendered thing, right? That's a temptation of both genders, and on average, people do what they can get away with. And so the fact that like the average man has given them this much power is the reason that they act the way they do. It's just a human thing, right? Oh, this is making me sad just reading this, bro. I'm gonna turn this on. It's getting cold down here. All right, and they might love their children, but even then, that isn't guaranteed. Women can never love a man unless the man can provide in some form and meet whatever unrealistic expectation women have for men. Honestly, by the way, I don't even really think this is as true as you think it is, right? Like, women will say that. I've dated women that say they only want to date men that are over 6 foot tall. Motherfucker, I'm 5'7", right? Or that they only want rich men. Motherfucker, I'm not rich. They say one thing, but they're not really telling the truth, right? Would they prefer those things? Sure. Would you prefer a woman that looks a certain way? Probably. It's not a gendered thing, once again. So, yeah. Men, on the other hand, have such a capacity for love and loyalty to the point where it kills them, both figuratively and sometimes literally. Okay, yeah, sure. But it is true that women have more options, right? And why is that? It's because men give them more options. Men are thirsty, pathetic creatures that are very lustful and want to get their dick whacked or sucked. And so, like, obviously, if every guy wants to fuck her, she's probably going to choose the best guy, right? Wouldn't you if you were her? And it is an illusion to a large extent, right? But the fact that this guy literally thinks that this justifies guys like killing women or something is just completely insane. It's all facts. If you're offended, it's because I told you the truth and you didn't want to hear it. I hurt your little feelings and I'm okay with that. Yeah, okay. Nobody's offended by this. It's just like really depressing. It's sad, honestly. I'm just disappointed. I'm not offended. I'm just disappointed. That's all. Women should not be allowed to have freedom of choice in the U.S. When you allow women to have freedom of choice, not only will they continue to make ludicrous, irrational decisions like small children, but they will also only seek after 10% of men available, aka the rich men, the men who are really good looking, the men who are in higher positions of status, and the scummy criminal bad boys. That isn't fair for other men who aren't that all like myself take away women's right to choose, and we eliminate that problem for all men. It's just stupid, bro. If men would be less pathetic and start putting standards on, women rather than just chasing them, and like on Tinder when you get a match, be like, hey, you wanna hang out? Hey, can I see your titties? And then sending a dick pic or something. That's more common than you'd think it would be. If men would stop being pathetic like that, then it would probably change, right? So, fuck, bro. I'm getting tired. I'm getting lightheaded just reading all this garbage, bro. All right, we're almost done. Just 2 more things. Until I see the day where I'm able to attract a woman who's beautiful both inside and out. What do you think this guy looks like? There's probably a reason he doesn't have a picture. So he's saying that he's not only entitled to a woman, which like not entitled to anybody, right? But like, if he's saying that he can't get any woman at all, that's probably not true. He wants like a pretty model looking woman that looks like they do in the porn videos. I guarantee you that's what it is. And this guy is probably like, he's either overweight or he's really skinny. He probably doesn't really do anything with his life. He's always in a dimly lit room. He's probably in a basement like mine, unironically, right? Yeah, and he's probably just a pathetic person, which is fine. You can change that, or you can stay the same way you are, but you shouldn't expect the world to just like give you whatever the fuck you think whatever you think you should be guaranteed. This guy literally thinks he should be guaranteed a hot model woman that'll just bend over and let him put kids in or whatever he wants, that'll also work for him and do the dishes and clean and blah blah blah. It's so ridiculous. These guys unironically become a caricature of how they see women. These guys unironically become the caricature that they see women as. It's really sad and pathetic. Who isn't problematic like so many women are these days. I will never renounce any of my ideologies. I will never apologize for hurting anyone's little feelings, and I will continue spreading my hate, and denouncing and dehumanizing the female gender until I'm dead and in the grave. All you normies trying to give me advice and tell me what to do have never walked a day in my shoes. As a millennial on the autism spectrum who suffers from rejection, sensitivity, dysphoria, just to be confident. That's not what anybody's saying. It's a fucking millennial too, God damn it, bro. Oh, I unironically fucking despise you millennials. You guys are dirt. You guys are trash. Not all of you, just a lot of you. No offense. I don't care to hurt a millennial's feelings because they're not people, right? So I don't give a shit. If you're mad, millennial, fuck you. I hope this guy watches this, bro. This is the most pathetic shit I've ever read, bro. Holy fuck. Is this what 4chan was like? Because that was a big thing. Apparently the guy who made 4chan was like friends with Jeffrey Epstein or something. Did you know that? Pretty crazy. Pretty wild. I need to catch my breath, bro. Oh, fuck. This is a lot to read. That's kind of sad, right? But to read aloud, right? In my head, it would be different. But to read aloud as fast as I can, that only works if you're conveniently attractive or match whatever unrealistic high standards women have these days. Great therapy. Get therapy. I have done that more than once for issues related to this. It's ineffective. Unless this guy is genuinely like 4 foot tall and like very obese and can't lose weight, then like this is just completely ridiculous. Do you think this guy is a doctor or a lawyer or a fucking or like a RN or like a fucking anything, a tradesman? What do you think this guy does for a living? How do you think he conducts himself to other men and to women? Like as long as you're over like 5'2" as a dude and you're like you take care of yourself, you're in shape. And, you don't just sit on your ass all day and think you're entitled to a model, then you'll be fine, bro. It's like, there are some very unexceptional looking men that, get women. It's just, you have to have something going for you, right? All that happens in therapy is we address that there's an issue without actually finding a solution, blah, blah, just go to the public spaces to meet women. I already do that once a month when I can. That doesn't work either. I'll dress my best, style my hair the best I can, wear the best smile, cologne, and deodorant I can find for whatever the occasion may be. I still get absolutely no attention from these whores at all. Not even a glance. Try online dating. Nope. I've done that. Okay, alright, I'm just saying, like, the reason this guy is the way he is because this is what he's made his whole identity. Probably wasn't popular in school. I wasn't either. Probably didn't get a lot of women in school. I didn't either. And or any, I guess. And he probably didn't. So that he's defined his whole existence like that, and I bet he's just like a very weird guy. If we can't enslave women, then we just need to replace them all with sex robots and artificial wombs. Nah, bro, we don't need wombs. Let the human race die off if this is all it's gonna be, is weirdos like this, right? Millennial weirdos. Of course this guy's a millennial. But yeah, brother, I want to see what this guy looks like. Fuck. Yeah, this guy's gonna end up shooting up someplace, bro. But what can you do? Kind of sad, bro. Really pathetic. Really makes you wonder. Look at me. Look how much of a cutie I was. We're gonna make a quick detour. Look how bad I've always used the worst cameras.